Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I got some special guests. Forgive the echo. Last night we had a phenomenal event. I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. And if you've been rocking with the family for a while, hit that like button. Today is going to be more inspirational. You guys know what happened to the stock market. You know Monday's a new day. You know that the market is showing itself yet to be so resilient. And I, for one, personally think that we're going to have a good year in. Meaning it could stay where it is right now, which is good, or we could take a little higher, which is still good. I don't think that there's going to be a big downturn. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. My last name is not Pelosi. I don't know what's gonna happen later, but we do expect, I personally expect, some sort of cool off in January-ish, okay? So I just want to give a brief market update, but one of the discussions we had here in LA last night was about the losses. Now, I am staying in a room, we're heading back. I'm staying in a room that outlooks a bank, which was my biggest failure. And that bank was First Republic. I lost so much money on that deal. So my inspiration today is going to be the lessons are in the losses, not the wins, in the losses. I want the camera person to pan out, and as you guys see, I have my man Kenan Grace and Stocks with Josh with me. Man, we had a wonderful time at an event that we raised over $31,000 last night, thanks to the brainchild or the brainstorming of Kenan Grace. Kenan, what are some of the things, life lessons that you've learned in the investing field that you learned from your losses and not your wins?
So first of all, Larry, thanks for having me on. And if you are already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Check the links below, specifically Stock Up You. And the reason that I want to say that is this. The money that you'll spend on something like that will help you to save and also earn. We were talking to people yesterday about how people have lost hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars due to not knowing. So a wise man once said to me, if you think education is expensive, you should see the price of ignorance.
Wow.
And your ignorance will make you lose thousands and thousands of dollars simply because people don't know what a stop loss is. They never heard of risk management in investing in real life or anything like that. But when you bump shoulders with people who have already went through those trials and tribulations, you don't have to necessarily go through the same way that they did. You can learn and stand on the shoulders of giants. We didn't just make everything up that we're doing. We put in the time, and we still put in the time to this day so that we can learn. But we're all human. I've taken losses too. I took a huge loss on a Tesla option, I want to say maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, tens of thousands of dollars. I've since made it back incrementally, but you don't want to revenge trade. Like Larry always says, you win big one day, you give it all back probably the next week, if not the next day. Why? Revenge trading with no risk management. If you lose $1,000, you try to go make $1,000. That could be challenging when you could try to go and make $100 10 times, which could be significantly easier, and you get your money back in less than a month at times. But you gotta have a plan. But how could you get a plan if you don't first invest into your brain and get rid of that stinking thinking?
Like that. Hey, and I just want Josh, if you, for those of you that are doing options, and this is my inspirational today, the lessons are in the losses. Can you tell people, and then I want you to say whatever you want to say right behind that, could you tell people the significance in not YOLOing all into one play just because you knocked an option out of the park? Tell them the danger in putting all of your winnings in one play, and then talk about and inspire the people in any way you want to.
Absolutely. And so, okay, I'm going to go over a couple things today. There are basically 3 phases to investing: learning, testing, and execution. And by my experience and all the years I've been in this industry, everybody begins with execution until they realize they got to go back and start at learning. And then testing is kind of what Larry just talked about. It's the question he asked me about is through experimenting and testing your education and your knowledge, you're going to find out what works and doesn't work. And I can just tell you, Larry, that what you just said, you have a big win, and you decide, okay, you know what, I'm pretty confident. Josh seemed bullish on this. So I'm just going to take my entire small account and I'm going to go all in on AMD. AMD puts, right? I was with a couple guys at the event that Kenan put on, and first I just have to take a brief moment and compliment Kenan, an incredible event here in LA. It was a privilege for me to be able to attend, and it was so nice to be able to meet all those guys that came out from LA, from San Diego. Some folks came from Florida. It was amazing. But let's just go back to what I was saying. You got learning, testing, and execution. Right? If you began your journey like everybody else and you started off with the excitement of beginning to invest because it gave the opportunity of growing wealth and no longer trading time for money, but putting your money to work for you, right? Take a step back. Kenan just said at the beginning, the first thing he said is start off, consider putting some money in learning. Stock Up with Larry Jones has got the Stock Up University. And I will tell you, I'm in there. I did classes in there. Kenan did classes in there. There's classes on charting. And this is not meant to be a hard sell. We didn't discuss this, but this is in both of our hearts. Kenan and I are both saying the same thing. Go back to stage one of learning, right? And then you want to go forward into a testing phase. Prove to yourself that what you learned was enough, right? And then you're going to find that you can execute that. And then I'll add one more to it. This isn't one of the traditional phases, but then there's scaling. Once you prove that you can actually execute correctly, you'd be amazed how quickly you could scale and how quickly you would find money, how quickly you would forego a vacation because you're scaling and starting to make some real money. There's a ton of opportunity on Wall Street. You guys know I love to say that kick down the door of Wall Street. You belong in Wall Street. And one of the big comments I'm going to make about FOMO, Larry, right? I say it on my page all the time, Stocks with Josh, is that if you missed something, you missed a big play. Everybody was excited about Tesla. It ran up from $200 here recently. In just the last 4 to 5 weeks, it ran up to $252 and you missed it, right? But just give it a minute. It'll drop back down to $210. You'll get another opportunity to ride the train again, but just be patient. Brief last comment, Larry, I want to share with you. You talked about the overall market. I thought let me quickly give a market recap. I was looking at charts. We got back, late from our dinner and this event, and I pulled up my phone. I was looking at charts for another hour, laying in bed, and I can tell you, Apple in particular is flagging. We came off of a long 2-3 month flagging period from July to the end of October. We shot up like a rocket ship, and now we're flagging a smaller pattern, but it's flagging. It's a bullish continuation pattern. It did not run up to 190 and immediately capitulate. It ran up to 190 and it started to flag, which is showing a lot of resilience, which I think that the month of December is still offering the opportunity for a Santa Claus rally. And so I would not turn over to things like the SQQQ too soon. You might want to hold on to the winners because they might continue to win in December. Just a couple thoughts.
Great. That was absolutely great. Thank you for all of that. And I want to end this video by this, and which is a little even more inspirational. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. A lot of you have heard that term, and I'm going to say this. Last night, I'm going to show a picture of us, the group of us, hugging. Now, in that hugging, we were actually praying, and Josh led us in prayer. You guys know I'm a man of faith, right? Josh led us in a wonderful prayer before we went out and executed. As you can see in this picture, it was myself, Stocks with Josh, Kenan Grace, Stock Mo, and Chris Sane, right? I'm going to say this and I'm going to end this video by saying this. A lot of people, if you see somebody make a mistake, you get rid of them immediately off of one mistake, right? And that person or that loved one has value, and that value may add a ton of value to you if you weren't so quick to discard them, right? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Even in your trading journey, Just because you lose doesn't mean that you tap out. There's value in everything that Josh just told you about taking the proper steps, right? And myself and Chris Sane was talking about, personally, I watched Chris Sane make people money play after play after play after play, and including myself. You make one bad play, you had a play that didn't go the way you wanted it, and that's all people focus on. So listen, look at the long term, look at all of the good that was done. Look at all of the money that you made off of the good plays. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And also take that into your personal lives. Some of you have thrown loved ones away. Some of you have discarded loved ones, husbands and wives even, that has made a mistake or a bad turn, and you totally wash your hands of that person. And that person deserves more than that. Look at all of the years and the tears that they've invested into you, and one bad thing and you discard it. So I want you guys to revisit that and remember the term and the phrase, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? Because God didn't throw you away. I said it last week. There was nothing you could do, nothing you are going to do, and nothing you could have done that God can't love you through, okay? So some of those relationships, y'all just need to pick up the phone, say I'm sorry, or say, hey, you did me wrong, but let's move past that, all right? That's my true inspiration for the day. Thank you, gentlemen.
I got one more thing.
Oh, man, go ahead, man.
So this is just a quick thing. I want you to just visualize. You're on your investing journey, and when you're on a journey, you're going to get way further building bridges than you will ever burning them.
Very good. Very good. Very good. You guys go be blessed. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't. Hey, I consider myself blessed to be in the room with these gentlemen and their wives, and Chris Sane and Stock Mode. We love you guys. You're not just a number. You're not just a name. You're a person. And we believe in you guys, all right? Live, love, laugh.